Do you give the edge to? I know you favor
I'm
him
saying
over
Shakur
everyone.
beat everybody. It don't matter who it is. Shakur beating him, so it don't matter. Shakur over everybody. And that's how it's gonna be.
When you got that much money, you know what I mean, it's hard to be salty about anything, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's just the way that it is. It's the new era, it's the Devin Haney era, and that's what it is. And he's hanging on to the Floyd Mayweather era. I mean, so hard, he choked out Terence Crawford. He's still talking about he in boxing. Terence Crawford couldn't have an era to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favored? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
I feel like Shakur, just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford says Shakur Stevenson beats everybody and is truly one of a kind, laughing off Bill Haney's threats as he boldly declares he will be the one to retire his son, Devin Haney.
Man, that boy's special. That boy's special. Shakur's, you know what I mean, one of a kind, you know what I mean? He adapt to every fighter, and then once he adapt to you, it's a long night.
So he can make Devin like give up his height, not necessarily have to just go after him.
We didn't see Shakur go forward. We didn't see Shakur stay in the pocket. You know what I mean? We didn't see Shakur move. We didn't see, you know what I mean, how defense minded he been. Like, Shakur is just all around a great fighter.
You feel like Haney should move up to 40 though, or stay at 35? Take the Shakur fight.
Well, I don't know. Listen, I know what it feels like to be struggling to make 135.
Bill Haney declares that this is the era of Devin Haney, not Floyd's and not Terrence's. He stresses that Devin Haney doesn't rely on anyone else to shine, because Devin alone is more than enough to carry the spotlight.
It's an era where Terence was in the shadows of Floyd. And when Devin came along, there was no shadow that was big enough. Because we're not taking no prisoners. We know that our job is to get to the Mount Rushmore of boxing, where the greats are. And Tank Davis is a staple.
Bill Haney says it's entirely Shakur Stevenson's decision if he wants to fight Devin Haney. And whenever Shakur chooses to step up, Team Haney will be ready at all times, without hesitation.
The weight that they fight at, they've always been one weight behind each other or one weight after. You know, Shakur will come up, you know what I mean? Devin will be at that weight.
Bill Haney emphasizes that no one in the sport possesses an amateur background as strong and accomplished as Devin Haney, insisting that Devin is a true fighter who stands alone with undeniable greatness.
You don't have that much amateur background and that much boxing in you to be saying that you're a TikTok star. He's trying to fool us with that smile and all that you know what I mean? But he's a fighter. He's a fighter posing as a TikTok star to draw attention to his boxing.
Many argue that Shakur Stevenson should stop delaying and immediately step up to challenge Devin Haney, proving himself against elite-level competition.
If Shakur Stevenson want to keep that momentum and daring to be great, enhancing his greatness, we all know he's motivated and inspired by his mentor, Terence Crawford, that his next fight should be versus Devin the Dream Haney, moving up to the 147-pound division, because with that victory, he'll become a 5-division world champion, 3-division lineal champion, because I'm sure that Turkey Al Sheikh Ring will put that fight, will put the ring belt on the line, because I believe that Devin Haney is probably the best welterweight at the moment. He'll accomplish all of that by the age of 29. 5-division world champion, 3-division lineal champion. Come on now. Hey, Shakur Stevenson, you're the WBO champion, 140-pound division. You could easily petition the WBO to make you the immediate mandatory to Devin the Dream Haney. I think that's the best fight right there. Let me know what y'all think.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has made it clear that both Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson deserve recognition and support. He pointed out that Devin Haney, now holding 33 wins with no losses or draws and 15 knockouts, turned professional at an early age, while Shakur stayed in the amateurs pursuing Olympic gold. Floyd even stated that Shakur should have been awarded the medal after defeating Robson Conceição. Despite that, he insists both fighters should be celebrated and treated with fairness.
No, Devin Haney is 27, Shakur is 28. Devin Haney entered the pro ranks early. Shakur stayed in the amateurs to attempt to become Olympic gold medals. And he should have been. He beat Robeisy Ramirez, in my opinion. Nonetheless, he didn't get the nod. So, Floyd is saying that they should be celebrated, they should be uplifted, as you see here, statement, right? They need to be treated fair. The issue that I have with this statement is that Shakur Stevenson was looking to actually sign with Floyd, and Floyd didn't sign him. Devin Haney looked up to Floyd Mayweather, trained with his father, trained with his uncle, trained with him. And he was eager to see Ryan Garcia beat him because he had a spat with Devin Haney's father, trainer, and manager, CEO of DHP, Devin Haney Promotions.
The irony, however, is that Shakur Stevenson once sought to sign with Floyd Mayweather Jr., but was not taken on. Meanwhile, Devin Haney admired Floyd deeply, training alongside his father, his uncle, and even Floyd himself. Their careers clearly reflect Mayweather's influence, as both fighters have modeled parts of their style after him. Mayweather holds the power to elevate these young stars, and his acknowledgement underscores their importance in boxing's future, though his support has not always been consistent.
Mayweather has the power to support these young fighters who look up clearly. Shakur and Devin model their game after him and look up to him, right? As they should. And how often does Floyd reciprocate that? Now, I know he shows up. Shakur says when he calls, he answers. Devin says when he calls, he answers. He'll show up if they call, like to the gym, sparring. He showed up for Shakur, right? Show up for them at the fights for them. The way, and everybody's different. Don't get me wrong, right? He's enjoying the fruits of his labor. Promote them. When Shakur Stevenson won this fight against T.O., you say he should be treated.
Andre Ward expressed his excitement about seeing Devin Haney face Shakur Stevenson, calling it a matchup he genuinely wants to witness. He noted Devin's confidence, saying Haney himself spoke about taking on both Little Bro and Big Bro, which Ward believes would be a dangerous challenge. Ward emphasized that Shakur is in a strong position right now, making the potential fight even more compelling. Shifting gears, he also shared his thoughts on the Super Bowl, predicting the Seattle Seahawks would prevail over the New England Patriots. He praised the Seahawks coach, Pete Carroll, for instilling a business-like mentality within the team, an approach he deeply respects.
Who that?
Devin said he'll take Lil Bro and Big Bro.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Meaning Keyshawn and Shakur.
I want to see it. Keyshawn is dangerous right now. I want to see it.
You got any prediction for the Super Bowl, Seahawks or the Patriots?
I think the Seahawks gonna do it, bro. I think they're gonna do it. Just the way they looking and the way they playing. The head coach has a temperament about him, man, where it's like, hey, we happy to be here, but we got business to handle. The team is taking on that identity, man.
Recently, Floyd Schofield shared his perspective on the current boxing landscape, particularly regarding Devin Haney and Keshin Davis. He explained that Jay Prince is carefully managing his fighters to avoid clashes within his own streams of income, ensuring each has room to succeed. Schofield emphasized that Devin Haney is always ready to show up, no matter the opponent, and that any fight involving him will be a great one. He also noted that, having experienced a loss, Devin is naturally cautious about risking another setback, even if his record doesn't fully reflect it.
No matter which one go up there, Devin is Devin. Devin going to show up. It's going to be a great fight with either one of them. Because Devin took a loss, and he don't want to take another loss, whether he got it cleaned off his record or not. He don't want to take another
fight, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Both of them are good fight. I don't think Keyshawn is going to beat Devin. I really don't believe Keyshawn will beat Devin.
Too much experience? Why?
I don't know. I just don't see. But off my prediction yesterday, I'm not gonna get that because people will say things. But skill wise, I don't believe this new Devin that showed up his last fight, Keyshawn is gonna be able to run through like he did Ortiz, a smaller guy who seemed like he didn't want to be in there.
I ain't gonna lie. As much as I don't like Devin, I did not expect Devin to do that to no.
Schofield admitted that both potential matchups would be exciting, but he firmly believes Keshin Davis would not be able to defeat Devin Haney. In his view, Devin's experience is simply too much, and the version of Haney seen in his last fight is far beyond what Davis could handle. He contrasted Haney's dominance with Davis's win over Ortiz, suggesting Ortiz appeared uninterested, while Haney remained sharp and resilient, even under pressure. He demonstrated he could absorb punishment without buckling, proving his toughness. Schofield concluded that despite personal opinions, Devin Haney's skill and durability make him a formidable fighter who cannot be underestimated.
And didn't even buckle Devin, so I don't know.
And Keyshawn's performance wasn't great. It was good he stopped him, that the referee gave him a gift. Because the ref stopped it. He didn't even give Ortiz a chance to stand up. Not saying Ortiz would have won, but it wouldn't have been a knockout in that 12 seconds. No, that's what I'm saying, but it wouldn't have been a knockout. The ref gave that gift. He didn't even get his man the count to get up to 8. So, or to 10. So, I don't know. I would want to see the Keyshawn and Devin fight.
Key do got some dog in him, so I would like to see that.
I like the new version of them, though. I like the God more in it. The maturity of seeing them grow up as fathers. Like, yo, just to see these young men get into these points is amazing. And they still in their 20s. So I can imagine them in their 30s, you know.
Tim Bradley reflected on the influence Terence Crawford has had on Shakur Stevenson, noting how Crawford once similarly mentored him. He placed Crawford firmly among the greatest fighters in history, describing him as a figure worthy of boxing's Mount Rushmore. Bradley explained that Shakur has the potential to surpass Crawford, not necessarily by matching his multi-division achievements or becoming a 3-time undisputed champion, but by seizing opportunities Crawford never had. Crawford's career was at times limited by boxing politics, which prevented him from reaching even greater recognition. Shakur, however, competes in a different era where such barriers may not be as restrictive. With his talent, discipline, and the right opportunities, Bradley believes Shakur can elevate himself beyond Crawford's stature, carving out a legacy that reflects both his skill and the advantages of timing in the sport.
I feel like Shakur, just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terence Crawford. Listen up. Now, not in the stance of becoming 3-time undisputed and, you know, going up to, you know, that many weight classes. Not from that standpoint. You know, he already has 4 weight classes. Crawford is a 5-weight division champion. But in a sense of having the opportunities that Crawford didn't have. You know, Crawford would have been even bigger than what he is if the politics didn't play into the sport at the time. And now that, you know, you have guys like Turki Al-Sheikh that are able to bridge that gap between promoters and, you know, make these big fights happen. When Crawford couldn't get those big fights with like Thurman and Danny Garcia and Ugas and, you know, he got it later with Sean Porter, but it was later. But imagine if Crawford was able to have that run and, you know, Earl Spence, Danny Garcia, Ugas, Keith Thurman, you know, the list goes on. If he would have had all those guys on his ledger, imagine how big Crawford would be. He would be even bigger than what he is today. You know, bigger than what he is today. So with that being said, you know, with these fighters hovering around 135, these talented fighters hovering around 135, 130, you know, guys like, you know, O'Shaquie Foster, like I mentioned, going to go up to 135. He's big enough to go to 130.
There's no denying that a major obstacle stands in the path of these fighters. Yet, when watching Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson in action, it becomes clear that, aside from controversy or unfair tactics, they are unlikely to be defeated. Both men respond to each other directly, keeping the rivalry alive and fueling anticipation for a potential showdown.
It's a major obstacle in a way. But nonetheless, as you watch these two fighters fight, you can clearly see, outside of cheating, they're more than likely not going to lose, right? With that said, Devin Haney immediately responds to Shakur. Shakur responds to Devin, right? Again, we had the initial 4 kings. It was Devin, Ryan, T.O., and Tank Davis, right? It was supposed to be the 4 Kings 2.0, from the Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearn, Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. And I asked Shakur.
The conversation often returns to the idea of the 4 kings of this generation, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Gervonta Davis. This modern quartet was meant to mirror the legendary era of Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Roberto Duran. However, Shakur Stevenson's role is sometimes overlooked, much like Wilfredo Benitez was in the original era. Benitez defeated Roberto Duran, who struggled against the other greats, yet his name is rarely mentioned alongside them. The comparison highlights how Shakur could be the forgotten figure despite his immense talent. History reminds us that Benitez proved himself against elite competition, and Shakur may face a similar challenge in carving his place among today's stars. The dynamic between these fighters shows that boxing continues to thrive on rivalries, legacies, and the pursuit of recognition.
That four-king era, but nobody mentions Wilfred Benitez. And the fact remains is Wilfred Benitez beat Roberto Duran as well. And Roberto Duran is 1-4 against those guys. He beat Sugar Ray Leonard the first time. Outside of that, Roberto Duran, he lost to he quit against Sugar Ray Leonard. He got knocked out brutally by Tommy Hearns. He got outboxed by Marvin Hagler and outclassed by Wilfred Benitez. Right? But he's overshadowing Wilfred Benitez. And I felt like these guys, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank, and Teo, overshadowed Shakur Stevenson. And now Shakur Stevenson has shined a light by dominating Teofimo Lopez.
Analysts highlight that the growing tension between Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Keshin Davis has become one of the most captivating storylines in boxing today. Devin Haney is praised for his discipline, sharp jab, and exceptional ring IQ, making him one of the most technically proficient fighters in the lightweight and junior welterweight divisions. Shakur Stevenson, meanwhile, is admired for his defensive brilliance, impeccable timing, and ability to neutralize opponents with precision.
He's a tremendous fighter, but obviously he believes in himself and that he will beat Devin Haney. To that, Devin Haney responded, "I believe you're a tremendous fighter, but I'll beat you." And then Devin Haney stated, "Well, I want to fight your little brother, who is Keyshawn Davis, superstar, WBO former lightweight world champion, who called out Devin Haney and stated because he didn't like how Devin Haney treated him when he was younger, when Shakur brought him around, so on and so forth." So Devin Haney said, "You know something? I want to fight Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn, let's make it happen. And then you're the little brother," because Shakur and Keyshawn made it abundantly clear they have no interest in fighting each other because of their relationship, although they're not blood brothers. So Devin Haney said, "Well, I'll fight little."
Keshin Davis brings youthful energy and confidence, eager to prove himself against the established names. The dynamic between these three fighters creates a storyline reminiscent of past legendary rivalries, where contrasting styles and personalities clash to elevate the sport. Haney's consistency, Shakur's adaptability, and Davis's hunger form a triangle of intrigue that fans and analysts cannot ignore. Each fighter represents a different stage of development, yet all are united by ambition and the pursuit of greatness. This tension sets the stage for potentially historic matchups that could define the next era of boxing.
Puts up a cryptic message and responds and says, "Be careful what you wish for, you just might get it." Well, remember, Devin Haney made an offer when he was at 135 to stay at 135 to fight Shakur. Shakur didn't like the offer, which means Devin Haney's more than willing to make the fight. Devin Haney is saying, if you want to make the fight, his father, trainer, manager, Bill Haney, CEO of DHP, Devin Haney Promotions, is saying, "We'll make the fight gladly, but we're not doing a 10-pound rehydration clause." So Shakur is saying, be careful what you wish for. Skills pay the bills, as Shakur said. And Shakur said he don't like people putting rehydration clause on people because it handicaps them and you can't get credit. Well, then he says on Najee with Cigar Talk, and Devin Haney's not a unalive.